Britain's poorest 3 million households will be as little as 60p a month better off under Liz Truss plans to cut national insurance contributions, while the richest will benefit by £150, according to Economic Analysis. Kwasi Kwarteng, the Chancellor, is expected to make good on the Prime Minister's pledge to scrap the increase in national insurance contributions in a mini-budget on Friday, reversing the 1.25 percentage point rise, implemented only in April, will be among measures intended to stimulate economic growth and could take effect as early as November. Tom Waters, a senior research economist on the Non-Political Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, said people earning more than £100,000 would benefit the most, adding that there were more progressive ways to cut taxes, such as raising the threshold at which workers paid the basic rate of income tax. Kwarteng is said to be more persuaded towards cutting income tax by 1p, although that would still benefit the middle class more than those on the minimum wage. The move would bring forward plans announced by the government this year to cut 1p off income tax from 2024. Goldman Sachs, the US investment bank, said it expected Kwarteng to go further by cutting 2p from basic rate income tax. It is understood that a final decision has yet to be taken, while a reduction in the basic rate could be deferred until a formal budget expected in November. The Chancellor is also expected to create 12 special investment zones that could offer a discount to staff employed within the zones. He will use Friday's fiscal event to freeze corporation tax, with a total package of tax cuts expected to cost between 30 billion and 50 billion. The Times reported on Saturday that Kwarteng was reviewing the fiscal rules that required debt to fall as a proportion of national income in 2024 to 25 to make way for the tax cuts. There is also expected to be a package of deregulation to stimulate a Big Bang 2.0, which could include removing the cap on bankers' bonuses, slashing environmental protections that make it hard to build on some types of land, and scrapping plans to prevent supermarkets advertising multi-buy deals on junk food. However, the IFS analysis of Truss's existing plan has revealed the extent to which the move will disproportionately benefit richer households. The richest tenth of households, which earn an average $108,000, will save $1,800 on their annual tax bill, equivalent to £150 a month. In contrast, the poorest 10% of households, who on average earn £12,000, will save only £7.66, 63p a month or 14p a week. Those in households with average UK household income of £31,400 will save about £250 a year, at £20 a month. Households with an income of £55,000 will save about £700 a year, or £58 a month, while households on £23,000 will benefit by £73 a month, according to the IFS. Waters said that while tax cuts would always benefit richer households over the poorest, there were fairer ways in which Truss could cut taxes, reversing the recent NIC's, national insurance contributions, rise would tend to benefit richer households more than poorer ones, even as a share of their income, he said. The richest tenth, for example, would gain £1,800 per year, or 1.7% of their income, and the poorest tenth about £7 per year, less than 0.1% of their income. Tony Wilson, director of the Institute for Employment Studies, said the plans were a tax giveaway to relatively high earners and risk higher inflation. The worry among Bank of England and the Treasury officials will be that the move is more inflationary than the other targeted subsidy or tax cuts. He urged the Treasury to spend the billions of pounds set aside but unsued during the pandemic to starve off long-term employment, which never transpired, so as to attract tens of thousands of over 50s back into work. Number 10 and the Treasury have said Friday's fiscal event will focus on creating economic growth. Kwarteng is prepared to be bold and prepared to have the argument, sources have said. History boy, the Premier League's first 15-year-old. A 15-year-old schoolboy became the youngest player to appear in English football's top division yesterday when he came on as a substitute in Arsenal's 3-0 win away to Brentford. Ethan Nwaneri, who had to change into his kit in a separate dressing room to his teammates because of child protection rules, broke a record that had been held for 58 years by Sunderland's Derek Forster. An attacking midfielder whose surname is pronounced Nwaneri, Nwaneri was 15 years old, 181 days old yesterday, and is the first under-16 to play for a club since the formation of the Premier League in 1992. He came on in stoppage time and made one tackle in the victory as Arsenal reclaimed top spot in the Premier League. He will not return to school tomorrow. Last night he flew to Poland as part of the England under-17 squad. Around Britain, Monday, September 19th, 2002. Aberdeen, 11. Aberporth, 14. Anglesey, 15. Aviemore, 10. Barnstaple, 16. Bedford, 15. Belfast, 13. Birmingham, 15. Bournemouth, 16. Bridlington, 14. Bristol, 16. Camborne, 15. Cardiff, 15. Edinburgh, 14. Ascoli-de-Mer, 13. Glasgow, 14. Hereford, 17. Heston Mosul, 16. Ipswich, 15. Isle of Man, 14. Isle of Wight, 15. Jersey, 17. Keswick, 14. Kinloss, 12. Leeds, 13. Lerwick, 10. Lucharz, 12. Lincoln, 15. Liverpool, 16. London, 16. Lynham, 15. Manchester, 16. Margate, 15. Milford Haven, 15. Newcastle, 13. Nottingham, 15. Orkney, 12. Oxford, 16. Plymouth, 16. Portland, 16. Sicily, St Mary's, 16. Shoreham, 16. Shrewsbury, 16. Snowdonia, 13. Southend, 16. South East, 13. Stornoway, 13. Tyrie, 14. Whitehaven, 13. Wick, 11. Yeovilton, 15. Monday, September 19, 2022. The World. Alicante, 28. Amsterdam, 12. Athens, 32. Auckland, 17. Bahrain, 36. Bangkok, 31. Barbados, 31. Barcelona, 23. Beijing, 29. Beirut, 29. Belgrade, 18. Berlin, 13. Bermuda, 28. Bordeaux, 21. Brussels, 15. Bucharest, 20. Budapest, 13. Buenos Aires, 23. Cairo, 30. Calcutta, 32. Canberra, 14. Cape Town, 17. Chicago, 29. Copenhagen, 13. Corfu, 25. Delhi, 32. Dubai, 37. Dublin, 16. Faro, 29. Florence, 22. Frankfurt, 14. Geneva, 16. Gibraltar, 23. Helsinki, 13. Hong Kong, 34. Honolulu, 32. Istanbul, 28. Jerusalem, 30. Johannesburg, 26. Kuala Lumpur, 28. Kiev, not applicable. Lanzarote, 28. Las Palmas, 25. Lima, 15. Lisbon, 28. Los Angeles, LA, 24. Luxor, 35. Madeira, 26. Madrid, 25. Malaga, 27. Mallorca, 28. Malta, 30. Melbourne, 14. Mexico City, 24. Miami, 33. Milan, 23. Mombasa, 28. Montreal, 17. Moscow, 13. Mumbai, 27. Munich, 11. Nairobi, 20. Naples, 23. New Orleans, 32. New York, 23. Nice, 24. Nicosia, 32. Oslo, 14. Paris, 18. Perth, 20. Prague, 13. Reykjavik, 12. Riga, 16. Rio de Janeiro, 20. Riyadh, 39. Rome, 25. San Francisco, 20. Santiago, 13. Sao Paulo, 17. Seoul, 29. Seychelles, 29. Singapore, 25. St. Petersburg, 13. Stockholm, 12. Sydney, 22. Tel Aviv, 30. Tenerife, 25. Tokyo, 26. Vancouver, 16. Venice, 19. Vienna, 13. Warsaw, 12. Washington, 27. Zurich, 14. World markets. FTSE 100 down 114.39. Dow Jones down 1329.29. Commodities. Gold down 43.41. Brent crude down 1.27. Currencies. Pound on the dollar down 0.0176. Pound on the dollar. Pound on the euro down 0.0140. Bus drivers keep an eye on the ball while at the wheel. Italy. Tom Kington, Rome. Bus drivers in Rome caught sleeping and watching football matches on their phones while at the wheel have been vilified as the latest symbols of the city's struggling public transport system. In the most recent incident, a driver was filmed by a passenger as he piloted a bus through the busy centre of Rome on Thursday while he was watching a match on his phone being played by Lazio, one of Rome's two biggest clubs. Passengers reported that the driver braked suddenly during dramatic moments in the game, which had 6 goals. The driver was suspended from duty, as a colleague said to have nodded off while driving a night bus this month, causing the vehicle to mount a pavement and smash into a bus stop. After reports of massive absenteeism by Rome's public transport staff, the latest antics by bus drivers made them the perfect symbol of the city's unstoppable decline, alongside omnipotent taxi drivers and underperforming rubbish collectors, La Repubblica, an Italian daily, claimed. How the day unfolds. 6:30 a.m. The doors of Westminster Hall are closed to the public, and the lying in state comes to an end. The line to pay respect stretched for 5 miles, with the King and Prince of Wales both visiting the queue at the weekend to thank those who faced waits of 12 hours to reach the Palace of Westminster and see the Queen's coffin draped in royal standard. 8 a.m. Westminster's Abbey's doors will open to allow members of the congregation to take their seats. Heads of state, royals, governors, general and prime minister of the realm will gather at the Royal Hospital, Chelsea, to be ferried to the Abbey. President Biden received special dispensation to travel in his armoured car, known as the Beast. 10:35. Pallbearers from the Queen's Company, 1st Battalion Grenadier Guards will lift the coffin from the catafalque in Westminster's Hall and carry it to the state gun carriage, waiting outside. The coffin will have tri-service guard of honour with the King and other members of the royal family following the carriage on its short journey to the Abbey. 11. The state funeral service led by Dean of Westminster. The Prime Minister will read lessons, with the Archbishop of Canterbury giving the sermon. Towards the end of the last post will sound, followed by 2 minutes silence. After the national anthem and a lament from the Queen's piper, the coffin will be carried to the gun carriage outside. 12:15. The procession to Wellington Arch will begin, with the route lined by members of the armed forces. The 7 groups will be led by Mounties from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and include representatives of the NHS. Minute guns will be fired in Hyde Park by the King's Troop, Royal Horse Artillery, and Big Ben will toll throughout. 1 o'clock. The procession will arrive at Wellington Arch, where the coffin will be placed in the state hearse. As the coffin departs for Windsor Castle, the parade will give a royal salute and the national anthem will be played. The King and Queen Consort, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and members of the royal family will depart for Windsor by car. 3:40. The King and other members of the royal family will rejoin the procession at Windsor Castle. It will halt at the bottom of the steps of St George's Chapel, with the bearer party carrying the coffin inside. The King will place the Queen's Company camp colour of the Grenadier Guards on the coffin before it's lowered into the royal vault. 7:30. A private burial service attended by the King and the members of the royal family will be conducted by the Dean of Windsor, David Connor. In the King George VI Memorial Chapel, the Queen is to be buried with her late husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, who died last April at the age of 99. The couple were married for 73 years. The National Anthem. God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King. The choicest gifts in store on him to be pleased to pour. Long may he reign, may he defend our laws, and ever give us cause to sing with heart and voice. God save the King.